What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Dokkan. Now, we called this, we knew Videl was going to be coming, kind of as a no-brainer to, like, segue into the next event. Now, we talked about what we kind of expect out of this. I think they're going to try to encourage people to spend money on this by dropping, like, a ticket in what used to be the Pilaf Trove, now it's just what the special exchange or whatever. Like, they're going to try to get you to spend some money on this unit. And there's a lot of hype around this unit. But I'm here to tell you today, don't buy into the hype. I'm telling you right now, I know this is going to be a super hot take. A lot of people are going to dislike this video. But listen all the way through before you make your decision. Because I promise you, by the end of this video, if I have not changed your mind, you'll at least question. You'll at least start asking questions. So, let's get into this. First of all, what does Videl do? Well, let's go ahead and jump over to the old wiki and take a look here. Okay? So, Videl's an interesting unit. First of all, Defenders of Justice and Peppy Gal's leader skill category key plus 4, all stats 170%. Great leader skill. But we'll talk about those teams here in a few moments. Before we get to that, let's talk about what she does as far as SA goes. Raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. Causes immense damage to the enemy, which you would kind of expect. Immense damage is... I don't think we've had a DFE in, like, years. That's not anything less than immense damage. Okay? Now, she does do a unit super attack. This means, like... I believe it's either... I'd have to read back up on this. I believe it's either a Gohan or Great Saiyaman or something like that. With the exception of, like, like Gohan Absorbed, Buu, and all that stuff. But, like, an actual Gohan unit, an actual Great Saiyaman unit, something like that, she will get the unit super attack, which basically will be a combined attack. Greatly raises attack at that point, raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense. Now, greatly lowers defense, I think, is one of those things that we liked back in the day, but at this stage of the game, it's like, why? Like, why would you lower defense at this stage of the game? Just real talk. I know units do a little bit more damage, but really, most of our events are, like, long-lasting events. I'm talking, like, the legendary events. I'm talking about the Gods of Destruction. I'm talking about, Dragon Ball history, things like that. Not even talking about Extreme Street Battle. Oh my God, it's a whole different animal. But you really, really, really want, like, more of a lowers attack thing going on rather than lowers defense. Lowers defense really doesn't help you much this day and age. Okay? So, there's that. Now, it does say here active conditions. So when there's an ally whose name is Gohan Teen, Ultimate Gohan, it says once again Buu Absorbed, and Great Saiyaman. So if you have one of those 3 on your team, I believe they even have to be on rotation. Doesn't say it here. It says on the team. I believe they have to be on rotation, but I could be wrong on that. But she'll at that point do a unit super attack. It may not be on rotation. Somebody who's actually played the JP version might want to correct me on that, but it doesn't really matter too much. Just know that that is out there, and honestly, if you're going to use this unit, you're pretty much going to want to use that anyway. Now, passive skill. Here's the part where people lose their minds. People actually, like, this is insane. Like, pay attention to the numbers, okay? Attack and defense, 158%. That's all right. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including SAs. Like that a lot. Before attacking, plus an additional 58% when... Wait, okay. So it's a high... let me read this correct, because we gotta get the commas and all that stuff right. So high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack before attacking, then comma. Plus an additional attack, 58% when attacking. Attacks effective against all types within the same turn after an evading an attack. So basically, you use that high chance. Basically, that's like, put her on turn 1, she's going to have a high chance of evading. So that's really nice. But it's only a high chance. It's not a really insane chance of evading. But evasion is a very popular tactic right now. Though do bear in mind, LGE, it's basically disabled when you get to the last stage. So she's going to get you to that point. Well, actually, probably not, because it is a high chance, not a really high chance. But Let's see. Does it give a percentage on her evasion? That actually would be interesting here. Blah, 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 blah. Don't think it actually gives me a percentage down here for her evasion. But, high chance would be like 50 to 60%. Maybe even up to 70. I don't even think it's 70. I think it's like 50 to 60. So, it's not amazing. It's good, but it's not mind-blowing. You know what I mean? So, that's basically all so she can get put on slot 1. If she does evade, remember, that's only in slot 1. Because remember, she can't get attacked before she attacks in slots 2 or 3. So really, this is all designed to put her in slot 1, hope she evades, and then her effects will be effective against all types. That's kind of the main thing there. Now, plus an additional attack 58% within the same turn after receiving an attack. Now, once again, when you see these things that are conditional, I want you to bear in mind that 58% is after every other piece of arithmetic. This is not like 158% plus 58%. This is like 158% plus all the passive skills, plus all the links, plus everything else. At the end of that, you get 58% on top of that. So it's a big number. This is a massive number. And this is where people start to really lose their minds. Because, every single time you see a conditional on these 58%, remember, that's adding up at the end. We'll go over what the full boost percentage is on her. It's wild. But once again, listen to the end before you make your final decision. Okay? Launches an additional essay that, as the first or second attacker in a turn, remember, you always want to put her in slot 1 because of what she does, plus an additional attack 58%, and high chance of any enemy's attack, including super attack, as the third attacker. So, you really never want her in second slot. First or third are kind of your best situations. But remember, that 58% is, once again, conditional. So, full percentage, okay? It says down here at the bottom, her additional boosts of 58% when attacking after receiving an attack are calculated separately, which means at the end of everything else, for a maximum boost of 457.28%. Now, that is assuming you have every single one of these link skills linked up. That's important. And I believe that, I could be wrong, but I think that only calculates these at level 10. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, it could be even more, level 1. I believe it only calculates at a level 1. If they're level 10, I think that gets even higher. So it's a crazy number, okay? And attack plus 399.28% as the third attacker. So if she's first, she could do over 450% attack. As the third attacker, she's just shy of 400% attack. But those are great, crazy numbers. Insane numbers. Now, here's where it gets even more fun. Active skill. If you get her active skill, she has another 20% attack on top of all of that. But, well, active skill, to be fair, it's not conditional. So the 20% is actually calculated basically when you do passives, and then you do link skills, and then you do that. So it's a good number. Like, don't get me wrong. Active skill calculation will add up. But it does reduce her defense. So at that point, if she doesn't evade, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to like basically what she does. Her active skill is kind of like a finishing move. It's not something you want to do like the beginning of the match. It's something you want to do later on. Now, her active skill condition is really interesting. Can be activated when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan Teen, Ultimate Gohan, excluding Majin Buu Zord, or Great Saiyaman, other than Gohan included, on the team starting from the 4th turn. So once again, the whole point is for this to be a finishing move. If you try to do this like from the 4th turn and you know you've got 3 or 4 more rotations going, you're probably going to get hurt. You really want to do this on the last turn as like a last-ditch effort to get that kill out. If you do this in LGE, you're going to hate life. So her active skill is good in like ESBR, but in LGE, Dragon Ball History, anything like that, not so much, okay? Now, let's talk about our teams before we talk about our link skills, because this is like the biggest caveat to this unit altogether. And this is where we start to see the major downsides. Remember, really high numbers. She'll hit hard as hell. But, categories. Peppy Gals. Majin Buu Saga. Good team. Very good team, Majin Buu Saga. Earthlings. Not a great team. Defenders of Justice. Now, she leads Peppy Gals in Defenders of Justice. But let's be honest here. How often are you going to use those two? Not terribly often. Which brings us down to Earthlings, which you're never going to use. Majin Buu Saga is, I would argue, about the only team you're ever honestly going to use her on in regular events. Now, I hear you. I can hear the arguments. But Peppy Gals, ESBR. Congratulations. You just summoned on a unit to use once. So let's take a real quick moment here to actually talk about these teams, because we've got Defenders of Justice. Now, Defenders of Justice, is not a bad team by really anybody's remark. But bear in mind, your only leader on this team, your only leader is Videl. Now, you have a sub-leader here, but remember, sub-leaders, they're not going to be like top-notch leaders. Now, Defenders of Justice, you have LR Jiren and LR, basically the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. So, good stuff, but those two aren't going to link up. They're not going to link up very well, okay? If we go down here to URs, you've got some good URs, but how many times are you really going to build this team out? I really just don't see, like, a lot of the Universe 11 units, sure, they'll work well together. The Universe 7 units, not so great. So you don't have a huge amount of linking potential in this team. This team isn't going to be insane. It might be fun to use, but it's not something you're going to use to, like, take on major events. Now, let's go back over to your Earthlings, because this is where it really gets kind of atrocious. Earthlings team pretty much sucks. Like, let's be honest. Your only leader is the Prime Battle Krillin. Everyone else is a sub-leader. Let that sink in for a moment. Prime Battle Krillin is your only leader for this team. And then if we go down here, we look at the URs. I mean, we have a selection of them, but are you blown away by this team? I certainly am not. I absolutely am not. And as far as LRs go, you've got just a handful of them, and none of them are really spectacular. Like, every single LR in this team is free to play. Every single one of them. Now, a few of these we've done damage testing on, specifically Roshi. The new Roshi is amazing. But I don't think this is a team you would probably want to build. Honestly. Like, this is not something you're ever going to take into, LGE or, anything that's, like, not specifically required. And even then, like, what is the point? Like, why would you summon this unit just to use on this team? You're not going to do that. So Defenders of Justice and Earthlings kind of are out. Now, as far as Majin Buu Saga, I think we can all, we all know what Peppy Gals is. I mean, there's no question about that team. And once again, it's kind of like Earthlings. Like, there are some good units on that team. Don't get me wrong. But it's not a team you're going to use to take on major events. Disagree with me as you like, but the reality is if you have a choice between taking the Majin Buu Saga team versus taking Peppy Gals, you're going to take Majin Buu Saga. So let's look at the leaders for Majin Buu Saga as comparison. And we're going to start off with Strength Vegito. Strength Vegito is a good leader for this. Now, HP is 130, but, you can kind of expect that. Like, honestly, you don't need an insane amount of HP because attack and defense are 170, and this team is stacked with tanks. This team is nuts. Absolutely nuts. The other leader skill, the other leader himself, is Physical Vegito. And I would even still argue that Physical Vegito is not a bad leader for this. Category Key plus 3, HP and defense 170. Attack's only 130, but honestly, you're going to be hitting so hard, it's really, you're not going to notice a deficit. Especially if everyone's leveled up to Link level 10, you're going to be fine. And just in general, let's go back and grab the Majin Buu Saga team and take a look at that real fast. Because the Majin Buu Saga team, I mean, first of all, look at all the leaders in comparison. Then look at all the LRs and how well they link up. Like, some great units here. The 3rd anniversary LR, I would argue that unit is still fantastic. Goten and Trunks, great unit. Strength Vegito, great unit. These Physical Vegeta, great unit. Bootanks, great. Like, the list goes on and on. Then we go down here into, like, the general UR populace, and it is nuts. A lot of Dokkan Fest exclusives in here, a lot of heavy hitters in here. Like, this is the number one team that you're going to use her on. Okay? So, let's actively think about this. Now, this is our team. Take a moment to consider that. Then let's go look at her link skills. Link skills are Courage, Money, 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 Cold Judgment, Infighter, Champion Strength, Battlefield Diva, and Fierce Battle. So we're going to jump back over to the game here. Now, I've got the Majin Buu Saga team up here, and I've actually gone ahead and added Fierce Battle. Like, so this is everybody that would link Fierce Battle. Excellent. Most of your heavy hitters are going to link Fierce Battle. This is going to be a great one. And once again, you got some stellar units on this team that are just going to hit stupid hard. Like, look at all we've got 4 LRs at the top that I would use every single day of the week. Like, every single day of the week. So, like, lead the Strength Vegito, grab all 4 of those. But if we threw Videl on the team, let's, once again, start stacking some of our link skills. So if we go down here, we got Fierce Battle. That's good stuff. Fierce Battle is not going to be hard to link up. I'm going to add to this, let's add Infighter. Okay, not Unfighter, Infighter. Here we go. What just happened to our list? That's just adding Infighter. Infighter is not an uncommon link. But let's go ahead and get rid of Infighter. Okay, and let's get rid of that. And let's add, let's say Courage. Let's add Courage. Let's see what that does. Okay. Nobody has Courage and Fierce Battle aside from her. Nobody on this team, at least. Let's get rid of Courage. Heck, let's just in general, let's get rid of Fierce Battle. I think I can just cancel out of this and it'll close everything out. There we go. Let's just do Money, Money, Money. Okay. These are the only units on this team that use Money, Money, Money. The only units. And of these, let's just check out Android 18. Because until we get the same name update, well, we probably will get the same name update. You could probably run Int Videl. I don't even have her awakened, I'll be honest with you. But you're probably never going to use. You're not going to use her on that team, just real talk. Okay, let's talk about Strength 18. You're probably never going to use her on that team either. Let's just be honest here. But, you know, Android Assault. She got Battlefield Diva, Twin Terror, Shocking Speed, Infinite Energy, Money, Money, Money. You're not going to use 18. Like, the links are atrocious. You are simply never going to use this unit on your Majin Buu Saga team. Let's cancel this out. Let's look at, for the sake of argument, Cold Judgment. Cold Judgment. Once again, you got a Gohan unit. Like, are you literally just going to run a team of Videls and Gohans that are then... I mean, at that point, run Defenders of Justice, if I'm honest. But you're not going to take that into LG. You're not going to take that into anywhere that it's not, like, specifically required. Okay? Now, I hear you, but I want the unit. The unit looks good. The unit is awesome. I eventually want to collect it. That's fine. Remember, they come back. All these units will come back on another banner later on. You will have your opportunity to pull this unit. Okay? Let's go back over here. Let's look at this banner. Okay? So, is there anybody on this banner that you're hyped for? Strength Bojack would be a fun pull. Strength Bojack wouldn't be mad about. I don't know about you guys. These two right here, the AGL Zamasu and the Int Black, I don't need them. They've been around. I don't need them. You know, Gohan and Trunks would be fun pulls. The new Goten's going to be on every single banner going forward. But, I mean, honestly, there's no one on here that I desperately need, that I don't have. And, frankly, like Videl, every single one of these units are coming back at some point. Okay? So, real talk, if you just do whatever, like, because I imagine they're going to discount, and I imagine they're going to give us sticks. They're going to do something to try to get people to sum on this, because we have Worldwide Celebration coming right around the corner. If you save your stones, maybe throw a few at these. You know, whatever the discount it is, go ahead and do that. Whatever, like, whatever you want to do a couple of summons, but walk away with enough Dragon Stones going into the Worldwide Celebration that you could feel good. Because if you blow every Dragon Stone you've got on this banner, you're going to be mad. Because we're going to go into the Worldwide Celebration, you're going to get a dual Dokkan Fest, LR dual Dokkan Fest, that you're going to love. It's going to be an amazing unit. It's going to last forever. I mean, look how good Gohan and Cell still are. If you spend your Dragon Stones here, that's Dragon Stones you won't be able to spend on the Worldwide Celebration. I'm not saying don't go after her. I'm just saying don't go crazy. Save, save, save. As good as she is, you're never going to link those link skills up. Yeah, I mean, unless you're running Defenders of Justice, and even then, like, she's going to carry that team, and you don't want to use that team in any major event. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Let me know you guys' opinions. Do you think I'm wrong? If you think I'm wrong, that's fine. That's absolutely your opinion. I just want to get my opinion out there because everybody hypes this unit, and I think that is an absolute crime, in my opinion. Save for the Worldwide Celebration, guys. Like, share, all that good stuff. I'll catch you all in the next one.